Hello, this is Anthony Fasano, Executive Director for the New York State Society of Professional Engineers. I'm here once again with our Legislative Counsel, Mark Chris. And in this video, we're going to bring you an update on the budget bill that just recently passed. And our main concern was the design build, but I'll let Mark give you a little rundown.
Well, thanks, Anthony. You're absolutely right. Our major focus in the budget, although we did deal with some funding issues, was a real scare on the design build issue as proposed by the governor, from the standpoint that we have always expressed concern that design build could, if done improperly, result in some serious consequences.
Absolutely.
So we were concerned that the breadth of the expansion of design build in the governor's proposal would be ripe for potential abuses. And to describe how much it changed, there were proposed, instead of the 5 original state agencies such as DOT and I believe the New York State Bridge Authority and the Thruway Authority and 2 other agencies that had some element of expertise with design build, it was going to allow all the counties in New York other than New York City and all the state agencies and SUNY and CUNY to use design build across the board in terms of horizontal and vertical construction.
Mm-hmm.
And we were concerned that was just going too far, and the threshold was projects at $1.2 million.
Right.
Now, what transpired is the bill that ultimately passed, thankfully, did not have any of those expansion in terms of the new agencies across the board, although they did allow for 8 specific projects to be permitted to use design build.
Right.
The threshold question also, in terms of the project size, fortunately has gone up, so that means this is only going to be used for the bigger projects. So it's going to be $10 million for the original 5 agencies, and for these 8 specific projects, the threshold is $5 million.
Which is great. As you said, the original was 1.2 million.
Yes.
And the original.
And that had been the law previously. So
Right.
I think they've gotten the message that we really want to limit this to projects where you have the proper oversight,
mm-hmm.
and not necessarily that just the size of the project. A large design build project could go wrong as well. But,
Absolutely.
But we want the fact that it's going to be more limited. Generally, we're certainly supportive of it, and the bill does have some of the quality assurance protections we wanted.
Right.
For example, the general contractor can't discharge the design partner in the design build team without the owner's consent, and that continues. And unfortunately, some of the other things we wanted, making certain that the owner, although in this case the owners do have that kind of expertise, have an owner design criteria expert who would be acting on their behalf explicitly in the law. We would prefer that. The law doesn't have that
Right.
in it.
Well, I think, listen, this is a legislative process. We talk about this a lot. There's back and forth. But as you can tell from what Mark described, from where we were at in January
Mm-hmm.
to where we are here today in April, just about to be May, it's a big difference. There's a lot of improvements that our members really wanted to move forward, and it looks like we've gotten those, and we're happy about them. And like we always say, as Mark started the video with, we're definitely a proponent for design build when it's done properly with the proper safeguards in place, and the people that are doing it are knowledgeable about the process. And these are all the things that we're trying to move forward whenever we work on legislation, and I would say that we're happy with the way this one turned out.
Yeah, I think it's an improvement. And the other safeguard that's in the bill is that QBS, qualifications-based selection, still applies to the design build team, including the professional engineering and architectural component that's selected. So it does have some good protections in it.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll link to some other resources below this video, like recent videos on design build. And if you have questions, you can always email me directly, Anthony at NYSSPE.org. Mark and I are awaiting questions. We'd like to answer them through these videos to share the answers with all of our members. Thank you.